couple of years down the road, um, you're doing you're doing a gig in Northern Virginia.
Oh man, where in Northern Virginia?
So
Nova.
you're yeah, the Nova area. So you're gonna be out like kind of towards like Vienna, but in sort of like a more secluded part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing a gig, you're doing stand-up comedy. It's for like a it's like a Halloween gig.
Okay.
They're flying you out. Um, you're actually staying at my parents' house in Northern Virginia.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Hamlet,
in the Hamlet. Yeah,
Burnhamwood Drive.
the one and only. Every morning, that like, or not every morning, but basically every time you leave like the house to like, go do whatever, and like you see the sign that says Burnhamwood Drive, you just like laugh.
Yeah, of
The
course.
first the first time you saw it, like you were being driven home by like a taxi cab, you know,
Yeah.
and they pull onto Falstaff, and you get some goosebumps on your fucking arm. You come up and you see the sign Burnham Wood Drive, and you kind of like choke back a sob.
Sob.
Yeah, you're like overcome with emotion, when you see it.
Why?
Because whenever like I brought up Burnham Wood Drive on this podcast with you, you would always be like, there's no way that's real. You just thought it was like a ridiculous name for a street,
I've
and you were
never
just
once doubted the name of your street.
but like in the back of your mind you did. And it's almost like you didn't realize it until this moment. And suddenly you realize like, oh wait, it was all real. And you say out loud, and like the cab driver kind of like looks up and sees you in like the rear view mirror or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's like this old man. He looks up, he's like, are you okay, son? Right as he makes that right onto Burnham Wood Drive. And you go, yeah, it's all real. And he kind of like nods and he goes, yes, it is.
What the fuck is happening? Why am I not believing you when you tell me the name of the street you lived on?
I don't know. I mean, you just in your head, you were just like, you just thought it was bullshit. You thought the whole thing was kind of bullshit. So
That's
anyway,
insane,
so so you're in Northern Virginia, so it's a Halloween gig. You are going to be doing uh an outdoor show.
All right.
You're going to be performing at the world famous, or at least Northern Virginian famous, Bunny Man Bridge. The Bunny Man Bridge is like this bridge in Northern Virginia that goes over this like tunnel, and it
Yeah.
is the source of many local urban legends. There's an urban legend that there was a guy who dressed up in like a giant like bunny outfit and was like a serial killer, and he would like hide out underneath that bridge. That's like one urban legend. There's an urban legend that if you drive there at 11:59 and you flash your brights 3 times, you see uh in the tunnel, you see a bunch of like rabbits hanging by like nooses, you know what I mean? Plop down,
Jesus Christ.
So there's all kinds of like weird folklore about this bridge, you know? And so you have been booked to do stand-up comedy there at
Great.
a Halloween party. The um the locals there like re used to really not like the fact that people would go there and just basically, sightsee because it's like a residential street pretty much. You know what I mean? It's not like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a it's not as populated as it is in as that part of Virginia. It's not super populated or anything, but people do live there. So the locals kind of like resent it and are annoyed that people like show up to the bridge and like do all these different things. They're like, there was no bus carrying a bunch of mental patients, and then they broke free and ate the rabbits in the woods or whatever. Never happened. This is stupid. You guys are just getting in the way. Because and so like that's what they say. They said that the reason that's why they don't like people going out there and stuff like that. Um, but like this is like a younger generation now. You know what I mean? And they have decided to kind of embrace it. And they have decided like, you know what? We can get mad at these people who are showing up and, you know, causing traffic or like whatever, scaring the
Yeah.
locals, being weird. We can't stop them. So let's make some money. So there's like they put like a they knock down some of the woods by it and they put like a performance stage there. So they have like bands play there and stuff like
They
that.
beautify this bridge area. It's the home of like
The Buddy Man
group.
Bridge, yeah. Yeah. And so
What are they
they have
calling the
like
party?
oh, it's called the Northern Virginian Super Halloween Bash.
Oh no, what a terrible name.
Yeah, it's being put on by WLANA Radio. So they have that there, and then they have like vendors there. There's a
Sure.
lot of like, like hot topic ish stuff being sold there, like goth stuff too.
Yeah.
There's like there's like a hot dog cart guy, you know.
Yeah.
Uh there's a dude tattooing. There's all kinds of stuff happening at the Buddy Man Bridge Performance and Family Center.
A center.
Yeah, that's what they call it. And so you go there and you're scheduled to do like 20 minutes, you know,
Okay.
and there's like bands playing, they're doing like giveaways and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um, there's this guy there who is handing out like prizes and like t-shirts that say WLANA LAX radio. We do it all. He's giving away t-shirts that say that, like boxers that say that, like
We do it all.
yeah, women's underwear, stuff like that. Uh, he's this guy, and you're actually kind of surprised to find out that this guy is real. You always just kind of assumed it was just like a bit that someone was doing, like pretending to be this guy. But there's this guy who is active on pretty much all the shows. He's like an intern. He's been intern for like years and years and years. He's never going to move up. And he kind of
Never.
ever. He's never gonna like have like a real job there, you know what I mean? And they just like treat him like a bitch. And he is kind of incompetent, like he's kind of a dope. And you don't know what his real name is, but his on-air name is Peely. And
No.
and he'll like screw things up. So like he's supposed to like recently he was supposed to do a stunt where so the stunt that they were gonna do for the morning radio show was they were gonna go to they were they're gonna go to the Secretary of State's house and shoot fireworks at it.
Yeah.
Uh
Roman
eh,
candles and shit.
yeah. and the Peely like drove out there and the W Lanalax radio van and
Yeah.
drove out there. But when he got there, he realized, oh wait, I forgot the fireworks. Well, what should I do? And so like he just has like a lighter and like, throws a lighter at the also at the wrong house too. So like he just screws it up, and like everyone on the radio goes, they all go Healy.
Peely. Peely.
And
Ugh.
you always assumed Peely wasn't again, you just thought this guy wasn't a real guy, but it turns out he is. And so he's there, he's giving away you know, different swag and radio shit like that.
Yeah.
So you go there, you perform, and it goes pretty well, you know. Um I gave you a list of all like local Northern Virginian references and you use them in your
Okay.
act and you just slaughter. So you go up
Yeah.
there and you go like you're like, yeah, hey, can someone tell the cops in Vienna that going 2 miles over the speed limit isn't a crime? And the whole crowd's like, yeah.
Oh man, just
You
pandering.
you tap into that Northern Virginia zeitgeist. So make references like that, you know, you're like, boy, a lot of MS 13 people live here, and people are like, yeah, they do. Like there's like you're like killing. You're not even really doing jokes. You're just referencing things. You know what I mean?
Just baiting the crowd. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you have a blast. You go, all right, well, let's thank you guys. My name's Aaron Brooks. You guys have been a lot of fun. Let's bring Peely back up here. And then like Peely walks over to you and he's like, oh, thanks, Aaron. And then he goes, what whoops, and like he trips and falls. And as he falls, he like hits his nuts and he goes, oh, my nuts. And you just like look at him and
Peely.
yeah, you look at him and you go, Peely. So
Peely.
you get
I
into
can't believe it.
you you get into uh your rental car and you drive back towards the tunnel
Yeah.
underneath Bunnyman Bridge. And you kind of like you get a text. So you kind of like pull over just to like, you don't want to look at your phone while you're driving, you know? You look over. It's a wrong number. It's like somebody they're like one digit off, I guess. And it just says like, hey, Marianne, we still banging tonight? Question mark, question
Oh,
mark.
oh no, Marianne.
And then
I'm
the next text just says, "Oh man, sorry." You're like, "All right." You put the phone down and you look up and it is 11:59 p.m. as you face the
yeah,
tunnel. You face the tunnel underneath the Bunnyman Bridge.
yeah.
And you look down and you realize that like at some point when you pulled over, you must have like turned your headlights off. So it's like dark as fuck. You can like just barely make out the tunnel in front of you. And for just a sec, it's almost like you can hear like a loud like inhalation of something. You're like a like for just a second.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. And then you look down and it says you hear like a ding on your phone. You look down and it says, Marianne, ready for the fuck zone? Question mark, question mark.
Oh, this guy knows he's not texting the right person.
Then
I'm
he
not
goes, ah,
Marianne.
then he goes, oh shit. Sorry. Not again. So you're like, whatever. Uh, and then you look up. Do you turn on the headlights?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. I'm not gonna drive to a dark bridge or into a dark tunnel.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you turn on the lights right as it turns to midnight. And in front of you, it's just like a like a tunnel.
Yeah,
You can
just a
actually
tunnel.
you can see through the tunnel. You can see like to the other side. You know what I mean? Like it's really actually not that big.
Great.
So you're like, all right.
Yeah.
So you drive through it, and for just a second, you've never felt this way in your life, but for just a second, you feel like a very urgent need to pray to the Virgin Mary. And you kind
Jesus
of go,
Christ.
like, that's weird. And you're like, I don't even, you're like, you're not even Catholic. So like, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
So you reach the other end of the tunnel and like you're back out into that sweet Northern Virginia air. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna like hit up some kind of like drive-through situation, get myself something to eat, and then go back to the hamlet, lay my
Yeah.
head
The
down.
Dean residence.
Yeah. Um, you're driving, and then like right as you leave like the tunnel, you have those thoughts, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then you kind of like suddenly realize, like, wait, what? You look to your right, and sitting in your passenger seat is
What the
this guy
fuck? Just in the passenger seat?
is like a very large man inside of an even larger like bunny outfit, like a costume.
Fucking bunny man is sitting in my passenger seat. And he's just a massive man in a giant fucking bunny costume.
Yeah.
What the
He looks at
fuck?
he looks at you and he goes, "All right, man, look, I you probably got a lot of questions."
Yeah, I'm slamming on the fucking brakes. I'm locking him up.
So
I'm
you
telling this
slam on
guy
the
to get the fuck out of my car.
he goes, it's not really that easy. He goes, "Look, I'm gonna take
Yeah,
the."
it's like, yeah, get the fuck out of my car. How did you get in here?
He goes, "Look, you summoned me, okay?"
I didn't summon shit.
He goes,
I turned
he
my
goes,
goddamn lights on because they were off for some reason. I'm driving around minutes before midnight with my fucking lights off. And then you just show up in my car, in my pad. I didn't summon you. Get out. I don't need you. Get out.
he goes, "Look, Aaron," and he like tries to open the door and like nothing, yeah, it can't open. He's
How the
like,
fuck
just
can it not open?
just give me a second, okay?
What the fuck?
He takes
This guy
off
just shows up.
the like the bunny head, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just like some guy.
great. Just some
He's
fucking stranger in a bunny costume just appears in my or my fucking passenger seat. And this is probably a rental, even.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
rental.
it's gotta be. Fuck.
He goes, "Aaron, look, I'm sorry about this, but maybe you're not from here, but you're not especially on Halloween, you're not supposed to flash your headlights at
I don't
Bunnyman Bridge."
I don't fucking know that. I don't know that. So that just means you just appear in my car?
He's like, "Yeah, that's how you summon the Bunny Man." He's like, "Aaron, look, there's
So
only
pissed
one
off.
way. There's only one way to free the Bunny Man from the bondage of your vehicle." He looks at you and he goes, "And that is Amphora's Diner." Amphora's Diner is like a 24-hour, diner in the Northern Virginia area. So you're like, what? And he goes on to tell you, like, basically, he's like cursed to be the Bunny Man, of Bunny Man Bridge. And the only way, basically, if you do the thing with the headlights, you know what I mean? You flash the headlights, he shows up in your car. And the only way to like get his spirit to like move on, you know what I mean? Is to take him to Amphora's restaurant, for a fat stack of blueberry pancakes.
Or what? He just stuck in the car forever?
He's like, yeah, I'm
He
like
just stuck.
cursed to just like follow you around, basically.
You
He's like,
said
look,
the
I don't
content
like,
of the vehicle.
yeah,
So he's stuck in this car.
yeah.
Then I'm just gonna call the rental company and I'm just gonna tell them, hey, the door on this car is fucked up. I'm taking it back. And I'm gonna let them deal with it.
So
I'm not
yeah,
gonna be the party responsible for taking this guy out for fucking pancakes.
so you call the car rental place. It's like luckily it's like a 24-hour like car rental,
Yeah.
business. They go like, hello, thank you for calling all night long car rentals. This is Rhonda. How can I help you?
I'd say, hey Rhonda, can you help me, Rhonda? Help me, Rhonda.
She
Uh,
laughs. She's like, I love that song.
yeah, I bet you get that all the time. I'm gonna be an asshole.
She
Probably. I'm
goes,
probably pretty pissed off.
she goes, honestly, not as much as you think.
Oh,
I guess
it's only the cleverest of us.
she just like this woman giggles and for just and you know that she's blushing because for just a second you can feel the heat on your phone.
Oh, fuck you.
That's how intense that you like have this
I
woman
feel her
blushing.
blush through the phone.
Yeah. She goes, "Oh, I'm I hate to bring it back to business, but how can I help you today?"
I would tell her, I'd say, the vehicle that I have, the passenger door is not working. I'd like to just come in and swap it out for a different car.
She goes, "Yeah, absolutely." And then you hear like, click click clacking away on a computer and she goes, yeah, you could come by tonight."
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are open 24 hours, I may as well.
She goes, "Yeah, I'll I'll be here."
Great. I'll see you soon, Rhonda.
She goes,
Rhonda, the
she goes,
sexiest of names.
and and like your phone, you actually have to like take it away from your ear. That's how
Shut
hot it's
up.
gotten.
And so, what is alarmingly hot?
And then she whispers like, "See you soon," and like hangs up. In the background, you can hear like really like sensuous jazz playing.
Oh no.
So
Yeah, so
you're
I go swap this car out. And I do
so
it in a professional. I don't want anything, Rhonda. I'm not trying to pick up a lady at a rental car company. A
yeah.
sensual rental car company? I don't know what the deal is with this place.
Yeah. So you pull up to all night long car rental service and you walk in and there's just like some like old guy behind the counter. He's like, "Oh, hi, you must be Aaron?"
Yep, that's me. The guy with
He,
the bad door.
he's like, "Yeah, bad door Aaron." Yeah, that's what Rhonda wrote down. Anyway, yeah, she her shift just ended, so she left. But yeah, let's go see about this car. And he goes out and like he opens the door and it just opens like perfectly. And he's like, "Huh, well, there you go."
Yeah, but I can't open it. It doesn't open from the inside. And it
And he goes,
wasn't opening from the inside earlier.
"Oh, okay, hold on one sec." He goes around your side of the car and gets in, and he's like, "Oh, it's a little chilly in here." And he like opens the door.
I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't working earlier. I'd like to swap it out for a different car. I don't want to have this issue
Yeah.
at a
And
later
you
time when I have somebody in the front seat.
right. You signed up for the platinum experience. And so he's like, it entitles you to swap out your car as many times as you want. So he's like, absolutely, sir, right this way. He takes you into like the floor, area where they have all the different, cars, and you end up just getting like a white Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, Aaron, well, thanks for dropping in, and we hope you're satisfied.
Thank you. And I get the fuck out of there. And is the bunny guy in the car, the new car?
So when you pull out of there and like get back on the road, like, yeah, it's like empty and you're like, phew, that was close. And then you blink
Yeah.
and he's like sitting there again. And he goes, blueberry pancakes.
I'm
You
so
flutter.
fucking pissed off. This sucks. You said he was tied to the car. The car, not me.
Well, yeah, and now you're in a different car.
Yeah, the car that had its lights flat.
I'm just telling you what happens.
This fucking
So
sucks.
do you take him to M Forest?
Yeah, I fucking go and I'm not staying with him. I'll drop him off. I go, you order and I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't want to hang out with you. I'll pay for your fucking pancakes,
Yeah.
but after that, we part ways.
He's like, yeah, absolutely. He goes, after that, my soul will be free. And like, he looks at you and he
Great.
goes, thank you, Aaron. He goes, you sure I can't grab you anything like to go?
No, just leave me alone.
He goes, they have really good pie.
I don't fucking want any pie. I want to pay for your pancakes and then you disappear.
So you guys pull in and like park and stuff. And like you like get out of the car and walk in and you're like you walk in and there's like, somebody kind of working at the front to like see people and they're like, "Hey, table for two?"
Yes. No, sorry, just one. I just like to order him some pancakes and then I need to leave. But he's gonna dine by himself and have a nice stack of blueberry pancakes. I just want to facilitate that.
She goes, "Oh, absolutely." And she's like, "Yeah." She goes, "Right with you in just a sec." She's like, "Right this way, sir." And like at this point, he's wearing the bunny hat, head again. He goes and sits down and he turns and just like waves at you. Woman comes back and she's like, "All right, that will." She goes, "Yeah, that's so he's getting the super stack, uh, and we're in they're doing this thing called the witching hour special on Halloween night. So it's like half off of pancakes. So she's like, all right, that will be um $9.50.
Great. I pay it. I leave a tip.
Yeah.
I get the fuck out of there.
So as you're like doing that, you run the card, put a generous tip, sign your name. You look up and like the pancakes, like the plate in front of the bunny man, they're like
Yeah.
there's a plate in front of it rather, and there's like just a mess of like maple syrup and like
Yeah,
smashed
yeah.
blueberries there, but like he has eaten the entire stack. He's wearing like the bunny man head again, and he turns and he looks at you and he waves, and then like he kind of turns to like a pink mist and kind of like dissipates, and
Terrifying.
somewhere in the distance you hear the sound of trumpets. You walk back outside and get into your rental car, and you're like, huh, well, that was fucking weird. You jump into you kind of like go in reverse and drive, and then like you kind of look over your shoulder as you go into reverse, and when you turn around in the rear of your mirror, you kind of like see something strange in it, and you go, what? And you look up, and now you're wearing the Buddy Man suit,
What the fuck?
and you go, what
What
the
the
heck?
fuck?
And then suddenly like you hear like a whoop sound and like now you're just like standing above Bunny Man Bridge like in
Are
a
you fucking
gigantic
kidding me? I'm the bunny man now?
and you're like overlooking the Bunny Man Bridge performing pavilion and like family
The
center
family center?
and you just like holler they kind of look up and see you and then they go like whoa what the and you just scream like I am the Bunny Man and then you're run over by a truck.
Great. Great. What a cursed obligation.
You become the new Bunny Man of Bunny Man Bridge, And so anytime anybody does that bit, you have to like you end up like in their car and you end up like pleading
Yeah,
with them to take you to Amphora's to get some blueberry pancakes. And they never do
they never do. Why?
because they're freaked out by you. They just drive home. And then after 24 hours, you just like like disappear back to underneath the bridge that you haunt as the
Fuck
bunny
you.
man
Fuck off.
for
That
10,000
sucks.
years. You
For
haunt the bunny.
10,000 years, I don't ever convince anybody to go get delicious blueberry pancakes.
No, humanity is killed off by like,
Great.
nuclear bombs at some point. So like you just kind of like lurk underneath a bridge, a
Cool, man.
forgotten a forgotten local mystery.
Sucks.